What? What is that? I don't know what that means. But welcome back. Okay, it's just gibberish. I was about to say, but wasn't supposed to mean something because I have no idea what that is. That's like the main row of the keyboard spam. Okay, getting everything situated, making sure that my internet doesn't cut out again this time, because it's very annoying when it does. Go loading everything. And go figuring everything. Okay. Here we go, guys. Almost ready. That's not actually a word. You don't expect me to believe that, do you? Okay, since you requested this, what kind of boss fight were you thinking of? That's strange, but what kind of boss fight were you thinking? Were you thinking like the deadlocked kind of boss fight, or just like a general boss fight? A dragon sort of thing. Okay. I think I can do that. So, obviously you'd start by creating the base kind of, I don't know, base object that you want to be your boss. So I know how to make a very, very rough dragon-ish sort of looking thing. Like if you know the level Space Locked, that is what I'm going for. Hopefully that's acceptable, because that's what I want it to look like. Oh, you uploaded a video today. Okay, where's the block that we've been here? Oh, yeah, there we go. So, let's see, well, I'm building this, and I just want to copy paste that. Just make some more of them. And then put one more here. If I can move that over. What? Okay. Like that. And we have copy paste it, move it. Until it matches up there. So that doesn't look too bad. Then just kind of basic. So you can make almost anything in Geometry Dash, if you're good enough, though. Not me. Sure. What is that supposed to mean? That's actually the perfect distance. Nope, full size. Nope, full size. Oh, Satchel, did you see the God Eater preview? Novel Boy's still working on it. I thought he quit with that. Now keep in mind, this isn't going to look very good. This is just for... Oh, C got hacked? Oh, I don't know that. But this isn't going to look too good. This is just the rough. Must outline. And then... Assuming you know the level space locked, I'm kind of trying to make it the thing that looks similar to it. I'm not very good at building because I hardly know where anything is in the editor. Okay, have something smaller like that. I'm gonna copy paste this down here, except mirrored. And I want to see where. Usually you do the boss fight in either the rocket or the wave, so I don't do this in the rocket. Make sure you actually get hurt. Okay. So we have that. I thought this was solid. Apparently not. It's got to be some kind of solid circle. I'm so bad with the editor. That's why I never make levels. So then the very first thing you're going to do in terms of making a boss fight, set this all into one group so you can have a move trigger. Oh wait, the move triggers are here. You want to put that right where you're about to go to the boss fight. Make sure you just set 1. And depending on how long your boss fight is, you put in the number of seconds there. And we want it to follow player X. Except, normally want it to be closer. Yeah, I know it's bad. It's just the rough outline. You can make it look better, but this is just a rough design. I know it sucks. Yes, this is not a tutorial on how to make advanced dragons. This is how to do a boss fight. I just don't want to have you fighting 3 blocks. So then, now that it follows you, that looks pretty bad. So you want to give it almost a natural movement. So now you're going to set each section to its own group. So if that terrible looking head is going to be group 2, then you're going to want it to move slightly up and down. So I'd want it to move about 1/4 of a block, so that's about 3, because you can't do decimals in this editor, which sucks. But I'm going to have that on group 2, and you're going to want it to move that much, about maybe every second. So let's just make sure it moves. Yep. So now I want to see how long it'll take it to move up, and then pause them. So right there. Let's do about there. So now we want to make it move that same amount down to that group in about 1 second. So now that part should move up and down. So you might want to put some easing on it. I don't know how the easing is, so instead of it just moving up, down, I have no idea how the easing works here, so you could mess with those to make it look more natural. So now that you have this, you just... Oh, there's one more thing I want to do. Right now, I'm just going to move this to something different. So I want to see exactly how long that'll move up. So this should be, I think it's okay right there. So I'll bring that down. So then the longer your boss fight is, you just want to copy paste all this. About the same, oh wait, just these big ones. So make sure it's the same distance in between, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in between. Make sure you have 8 in between these. 8. So now we should see the head moving up and down constantly. Yep. So that's what you want, and you would also want to do this with each separate part of your boss, but not all the same, because then it looks really lazy. So I'd have them start moving at the same time, but maybe instead, we'll definitely set to group 3. Maybe have it move down. Then up, so it doesn't look nearly as like unnatural. Easy. Let me check the comments, see if anyone's saying anything. Tried to make a boss fight. Okay. Oh, you got steak fight? You have to eat dinner. You can still watch. Okay. So now different parts should move. Looking. Well, when they all move the same, you don't necessarily want it to look like that. So I would offset these just a little. And I'd select these two and copy paste, move it up one, and maybe put it in there. And this will be your other limb. And then you could also have this one be -3 as well. And don't forget to copy the other ones that would move it the other way. Copy paste, up, left, easy. Just make sure you change the groups so it'll actually move. Now it'll look relatively natural. Keyword relatively. But now that you have that, you'd obviously want to add something to it. So you wouldn't want to be there. So what you could do is have the arms move down in front of it and make a beam. So that's something kind of common. So, oh come on, this swipe, I hate it and kind of love it at the same time. swipe select, not swipe build, and copy paste that several times. Same distance in between each. So you'd have one, so the distance was 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would be over 2. So then it will move relatively naturally. And we also want to make one more special ID for each section. So now you have that. Check something. Ensure we're not. Okay. So now you'd want to look at your special IDs for the 2 arms, which would be 5 and 7 in my case. But if your boss fights later in the level, you'd probably already use move triggers, so you have to make sure that you have the correct on each. So if we want it to move, well, actually, you can do something better. If you want them to move to the front, instead of moving in a straight line, you can have them rotate around to the front, around this head. So if that head special ID is 6, just use a rotate trigger. And you're going to want 5 to rotate, with the center being 6. You want it to rotate -90 times. Wait, no, that's how many times? We want it to rotate -90 degrees. And once. And, well, you want it to move relatively quickly, so I'd say 0.25. I'm not very good with the rotate command, I meant trigger, so copy those values. No, there's the, well, I copied the values. So yeah, I don't know how to copy the values properly. So this one you want it to move, assuming this moves clockwise, you're going to want it to move 90 once, and you want ID 7 to move around number 6 in half a second. So see how that works. Great, nothing happened. Yay. Let's see what we did wrong. Check my groups. Group 5. Group 5. I want 5 seconds. So let me see again. And you see nothing happening, so I need to make sure. Oh, I know what's happening. I set this all to group 6. I'd want one central piece to be group 6. You can't rotate around several blocks at once. So I have that. That was weird. Okay. Let's see what went wrong there. Well, we hit that. They kind of freaked out. That's not what we want. Gonna move back here so that our dude doesn't freak out. What's wrong with this? We got it times 360 once. I think we actually need to set these to 0. Dang it. Okay. Because they all rotated really weirdly. Okay, they still disfigure though. It's not what we wanted. So I think we should lock the object rotation. That might help. No, it did not. Okay. Trying to think if they're all moving around something different. Okay. I think I see the problem. You'd want these all to be one group instead of something that is something that's multiple objects, which is what we did, so we don't want that. You could do something made out of multiple objects if you had multiple centers. So for now, I'll just use these because they're the same shape. I know it looks terrible. Let's check the comments. Okay, checking everything. Is this video freezing up at all? Because we don't want it to be. Oh, we forgot to set our groups. So we want group 1, 2, and 5, I believe. And this one can be 1, 4, and 7. Oh, didn't add it. Yeah. I guess this isn't the most basic tutorial. There we go. So now that it looks kind of defensive, what you'd want it to do is you'd want the hands to rotate downwards, and then you'd want a beam to appear. So if I can find the water objects in here. Yes, these. So now that they've moved down, I need to see exactly where they moved down though. So right there. So then, now that they've moved down, you'd want to take these water objects and kind of how it looks like in Deadlocked. That was terrible. Let's delete these. And build them back. You want to make a beam. But obviously you don't want the beam there the whole time. So what you'd want to do is, since it appears there, the moment your player gets to right here, you're going to, first of all, you're going to have to make all these beam objects one, you're going to need them all to be the same. I think I need to move these out of the way for a quick second. Nope. Just this. View down. And you want this entire beam to be your next free object. So possibly 8 for now. And once your player gets to there, you're going to want that 8 to lock to the player X. And you probably want it there for about 1. So now that these are all group 8, we can move you down. We can move you back. And you're also going to want to put a single alpha trigger. No, you're going to need 2 for this. What did I undo? I don't know. But you're going to want at least 2 alpha triggers at the beginning. One for objects that are permanently disappearing. So 9 for your permanently decimated objects, and then you need a separate one for your laser, which will only be partially invisible. No, our lasers are a group. Our lasers are group 8, so this needs to be group 8. This needs to be 9. I don't know why you moved. So, now that those are 8, let's restart this, and if all goes right, we actually should not see our beams anywhere. Good. I know that sounds bad right now, but we don't want to see the beams immediately. So, now you're at the same place where you set your move trigger for the beams. No, for the beam. You need to set that to group 8, an alpha trigger, and you want it to come back immediately, and you want it to be opacities 1, so that you should see the beam appear like that. Although this would be like the most basic boss fight, and there's one problem. You want that beam to move? No, not to move. We already have it moving. We want that beam to kill you. Sounds bad, but not really. So you want spikes as long as the beam is. And set all those spikes to your permanent invisibility. 9. Oh, I forgot. It's actually been selected. And also, you need to have these spikes toggled for the beginning of the level. But hold on, we just need to see one more thing. Well, I'm just gonna float on the bottom. So right there. So now we need our spikes again. And over here. So I want these lined up. Dang it, I selected a chin part. So nothing over here, nothing over here. Move that in line with your beam. Just about. Doesn't have to be exact. And you're going to put these in line of the beam. And before you forget, you need a toggle right here. Oh, dang it, forgot a step. Also create another group for your spikes. 10. And that is going to be your toggle. So editing these, the group ID will be 10. And you want to activate them now, so that they should be there. But at the beginning, we need to toggle these spikes off. Why aren't you watching? What do you mean? I'm doing the tutorial. Isn't that what you wanted? Let's put this in group 10, and we don't want that to activate. So, if all goes right, our beam should kill us. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. And that is the most basic boss fight I think you could make in all of Geometry Dash. Oh, one last thing. You want your beam to disappear, so you're going to find the place where it stops moving, and you're going to pause it. About right there. So your spikes disappear again. We're going to put a toggle right there for group 10, and you're going to deactivate the group. It's for your spikes. And you're also going to have an alpha 8, and you want it to disappear. So that means our beam should disappear, and there shouldn't be any more spikes, so we can't die. You bet. Let's disappear. Good. And that is the most basic boss fight you can make. You have to go. Perfect timing. I just finished. So I'll see you, Satchel, and I'll see anybody else watching right now. Because that is the end of this stream. Bye, everybody. If you have any questions, put them in the comments.